Hello, this is Live Sports with Jackson Mushnick. I'm here to tell you, today we have some interesting topics today. We're going to talk about the Negro Leagues in baseball, and we're also going to talk about the ABA. Most people, they forget about these leagues, and they forget about the stats that happened. The Negro Leagues didn't keep stats so well. Like, they say Josh Gibson hit 800 home runs. And also, they say a lot of people hit like 700, and very exaggerated stats. In the ABA, it only lasts about 7 years when the NBA became unpopular during the 70s. They needed more sprite. They needed more entertainment. So then, that's when the whole dunking thing got started with Dr. J, and they got a lot of exciting players. It had to stop when the ABA had to give up. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the Negro Leagues and the best players and the best players from before the Negro Leagues. And most people think that Jackie Robinson was the first black player. He was not the first black player. This may surprise you, but it was Fleet Walker when the Major League rule hadn't been the ban on black players hadn't been written yet. So, and he played, and he wasn't amazing. We batted .281. But Cap Anson didn't play because he was on the field, and his racism and the owner's willingness to go along with it made the '63 ban on black players. That is all when the Negro League started. Before that, there were players in the majors like Frank Grant, George Stovey, George Williams, and many others. But that's when it all started in the early 1900s, when they didn't allow blacks. First, they had to use barnstorming because no one really do it. They'd do exhibition games against white players, and eventually, when Dizzy Dean was playing the Bullet, the Bullet won, and Dizzy Dean said after the game, only if you were white. Color doesn't matter. I don't want to get into this topic, but it doesn't. I'm just going to tell you the history and the great players in the Negro Leagues. So, first, there was George Williams, and there was Bud Fowler, and there was George Stovey, and these were before the Negro League started. Then when the Negro League started, we got into the main players like Josh Gibson, who could compare to Johnny Bench with more power. Or you could get Cool Papa Bell, who could compare to Ichiro Suzuki. And we could also get Oscar Charleston, who compares to Ty